Thinking about what I wanted to say in this speech, since even before Sarah was actually engaged, possibly even as far back as age 12, when we had a very diplomatic sister conference to decide who was going to be maid of honor for who, because there were 4 of us. What I didn't anticipate was how challenging it would be to articulate exactly how I feel about Sarah. I felt like none of the words that I was drafting did my feelings justice. How do you describe someone that I truly feel like is a part of me? Someone who I walk around with inside my heart and soul every day. Sometimes it's as if we are thinking with the same brain, which is usually why we're not allowed to be on the same team when we play Taboo. There are so many amazing things about Sarah, and she often doesn't advertise any of these. So I'm going to take this big sister moment to brag a little. She's always been an excellent athlete. Whether it was soccer, she is also very good at soccer, tennis, Irish step dancing, or obviously swimming in college, she was always naturally talented. You may have caught a glimpse of her competitive side if you've ever watched the Olympics with her, played on her flip cup team, or if you've seen her when she just happens to be cheering on her big sister when she catches a bouquet at a friend's wedding. Sarah is a dedicated and passionate educator. She is so committed to her students, and she truly cares about them, both their home life and their educational growth. She's an extremely hard worker and has already completed her master's degree plus numerous master's classes, in addition to working at an extended day school. She's always patient with her students, and she keeps them close to her heart long after the bell rings at the end of the day. I'm even luckier than most people because Sarah's not only my sister, but she's my best friend. We went to the same college and overlapped for 2 years. We spent 5 summers vacationing together in the same Cape House, and we lived together in Brookline for 3 years. Because of this, I know firsthand that Sarah is an unbelievable friend. She is fiercely loyal, never judgmental, and whether it was coming with me to high school boys soccer games to cheer on my high school boyfriends, plural, helping me through a job change, a breakup, or even something as superficial as going shopping, Sarah's always nothing but supportive, and she always gives incredible advice that I cherish and take to heart. Now on to Brian, my bro-in-law. My favorite thing about Brian is his positivity, followed very closely by his insatiable curiosity. He is always in a good mood. He loves to learn new things, and he's one of my favorite people to laugh with. He can always find pleasure in the smallest of things, even the dump. And he's always there to help and support Sarah, as well as the rest of our family. I'm sure when he first volunteered to help with one of our apartment moves, he could not have anticipated that moving Healy style doesn't so much involve packing, as much as it involves stuffing stuff into black trash bags and carrying clothes on hangers. And I'm not sure if Brian realized when he met Sarah that he would also somehow gain 3 additional sisters, but he did. For me, it's been a very unique experience having my friendship evolve with Brian at the same time that his relationship with Sarah was evolving from boyfriend to fiancé to husband. It's not every day that you get to watch your sister and best friend marry another one of your best friends. I feel so lucky that I've been able to watch their relationship grow throughout the years, and it feels like it was just yesterday when they were newly dating, watching the entire series of The Wire on our couch in Brookline. They've always had a level of comfort and ease with each other from day one, and it's just deepened with time. The day Brian and Sarah got engaged, something in me just felt like it clicked, and it felt so right, and it was so peaceful. And it was as if it was exactly what was supposed to happen. And, you know, they're a perfect fit, and the ear-to-ear smiles that they have had basically for a year, but this whole week especially, it's a testament to that. So in conclusion, I have a few words of advice for the happy couple. Respect each other, continue to find pleasure in the small things, laugh, and always have each other's back. I love you guys. Brian, I'm so happy to have you in the family forever.
No.
Okay, we're going to bellow louder. We're going to bellow as best we can to reach all 173 people here. So the deed is done legally. We're all married. Everything's all set here. But we figured maybe we'd help Sarah out by getting the most out of your marriage by providing you with a guide, Brian McGarry. So that's what we got. Now, just a brief introduction to us. I'm Ted Lyman. I've known Brian for 23 years since we met in second grade. Actually, 3 years ago, we had a 20th anniversary party of our friendship. It was pretty special, so you at least have something to look forward to, something to look up to.
I've known Brian since about 8th grade, and we have shared the pleasure of living together in 5 different apartments for 6 years, so beat that. Actually, we have a lot of favorite things about Brian, as I'm sure you all do. We've arranged the following talks, really centered around 5 of our favorite things about Brian. His athleticism, his style, his intellect, his talent, and of course, most importantly, his loyalty.
We'd like to start off with some athleticism. So I've known Brian for a while, and early in his life, he was actually a tremendous natural baseball talent and full of promise. In fact, he led the Little League Twins in OPS, doubles, triples, all kinds of categories. Pretty optimistic about his future. However, he was bashed in the face by an errant line drive sometime around 8 or 9 years old, and he's subsequently so afraid of the ball that he flinches when he's watching the Red Sox. So, probably not going to happen in baseball, but
Brian also showed some early promise as a soccer all-star, but he was better at stack tracking. He became the team's manager in high school, the high school soccer team. But in reality, he was cut from the team. And he wouldn't leave, so they gave him a clipboard and let him hang around. Subsequent to these athletic failures, Brian has maintained a real commitment to fitness, and that's by compared here. So Brian is an avid hiker. Doesn't matter what the season is, you can often find him in the hills. He's a marathon runner. He completed the 2004 Boston Marathon, and he celebrated that by throwing up all over Coffee Square. Brian's installed a chin-up bar in his kitchen, Sarah and Brian's kitchen, and he regularly celebrates his achievements by committing kind of gymnastic-style poses for Sarah. He had a good amateur career as a beer pong player in college. But no matter what he's doing, he was always super enthusiastic. Most of Brian was new to it. Those of you who know Brian as close as we do know that he is a fashion mogul. He is an expert at the necktie. He ties his own bow ties and has a number of bow ties, but he actually has a different necktie that he wears to class every single day. I think he has over 300 or 400 neckties, and he's solicited them from many of you, actually. He wears a different one every day to school to engage with students. We see him here in a very sensible pair of blue jeans. And like we said, he's very fashionable, but he's also very thrifty. And the average age of most of his clothes is somewhere between 20 and 25 years. From here at Silver Lake Soccer.
But Brian's style extends far beyond just mere fashion. In fact, Brian is known for expressing himself and his style through a variety of different facial hair situations. So, as you can see on the left, his favorite by far is just mustache. In fact, we were all going to have, in the group's party, we were all going to have just mustaches for this wedding, but then Sarah threatened to not just divorce him before